Hello, my name is Zhatelier. Welcome back for another episode of EU4 as, well, Malaya now, finally. Since we formed it last episode. But we do have quite a bit of stuff at this point. We conquer a lot. I think we still got a few goals that I want to do. Is because we've other than the Freest Man, which is unlikely that we'll be getting that achievement, I'm pretty sure that there's still plenty of places that have slaves about. Yeah, but I suppose we could have a quick look at that for a moment. Oh, yeah. There's a lot. And I do wonder, actually, Somalia, if I was to declare war, I've got the war against the world, but I don't think that's going to allow me to stop the... Yeah, I don't know. What we probably will do, though, is we will be conquering Kilwa. I don't know if we'll be doing it right now, but at some point we'll be doing that. I've given some orders to the fleet, so we'll be reorganizing that. We'll be having a bit of a raiding fleet. Actually, what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to send these to do some pirate hunting in Malacca, finally. There's no more pirating in Malacca. I'll see to that. But yeah, we do control a good 45% of the trade there, but there is 8% by the Japanese pirates. But we'll see how it goes once the month ticks over. I guess we can actually go on speed 4 right now. Ooh. Trading incense as well, there we go. So it's not a huge production on the pirates yet, but it does still give us a bit more money. We're making 18 ducats a month now, actually. That's not too shabby. Also got a bit of a fleet over here, which I suppose I could just take this fleet down to Malacca. Now, is this one... Ah, right, we've got some more heavy ships in here. So we've got a second heavy fleet, essentially. Another thing that we should probably do is start expanding our military a little bit. So we'll go out and get another... 1 infantry, 1 artillery over here for the army in Java. Oh, Portugal declared a war on Somalia. Alright then. Well, I mean, we did have a war with Portugal recently, but we've still got truce for another 6 years in there. We've got another 5 years with Malacca. But minus we got another 4 years. Kedah is another 2 years, and Bengal is another 2 years. So technically speaking, we could declare war on Pasai. And that would bring in some other nations, but at the same time, I'd rather have go belligerent at least on Malacca, so we can take more lands from them. Plus, it probably doesn't hurt to gather up a little bit of treasury. Another thing that we will be doing probably today is moving a capital, and I've scouted out a little bit... Oh, right, okay. Sudden's about to be ready again. One of the things that I think will be useful is to move our capital to Bengkulu, because that is one of the cheaper ones. That is a fairly high development. It does have coal, so if we build a furnace in here, which we're probably going to start saving money for, we can then potentially get the... I don't know if we'll actually have time for that, but we might be able to get the industrialization there fairly quickly, which then is going to be fairly decent, I would say, for our income and manpower. Oh, Mozambique famine. Oh dear. Well, that's not going too great down there. Now, we do still have a bit of a high liberty desire with Brunei. Let's send these to hunt pirates in Malacca as well. So how much do we have now? We should have a lot more guns, so that should be probably like minus 80%. Oh dear, we lost one of the admirals that we had gone. Oh well, I mean, it's a trade fleet. Probably wouldn't hurt to have an admiral there, but I think we can actually save the points right now, because we are actually behind in Diplotech currently. Plus, we still haven't completed the espionage ideas. Oh, the next one is actually the privateer efficiency. Oh, and chance to capture enemy ships. That'll be quite handy. And then there's the rebel support, spy action cost modifier, and vassalization acceptance, multi-favor growth modifier. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of vassalization acceptance well, towards us, I guess. I suppose I could say. It's going to be a little bit tricky. For sure. We need another 2 months, I think. Yeah, 2 months and we're going to move the capital. That does mean that Australia is probably going to become a colony. But Tunis wants to go through my lands. You know, sure. Who are you fighting then, Portugal? Somalia, Morocco, Tunis, Hormuz, and Kanem-Bornu. It's not really that bad. Although, well, I suppose Tunis might cause a bit of issues with Morocco, depending on where the Portuguese troops are. So they probably need to, or they are probably spread a little bit thin initially, but they'll probably be fine in the long run. But yeah, 1 more month, and we're going to move the capital. It does mean that we'll have another colony, which I suppose does mean treasure fleet at least, but the overall income will probably drop quite a bit. But yes, I think it's time for us to move the capital in here. Aha, colonial nation. So, let's see. We can either get a crown colony, which gives another merchant. That'd be nice. Oh, we'll get another merchant regardless, actually. That's a manpower bonus of colony. Land force limit, a little bit naval force limit, a little bit sailors, not too much. Global trade power plus 5%. And there's a private enterprise, which is more sailors and naval. Less global tariffs, but more trade power. That could be alright. Self-governing is a bit of a combination. I think we're going to go with the private enterprise. We've got our Iraqis finally. And now we've got a no purchase, no pay, because we are actually over our force limit. I think. There we go, we'll get a bit of extra discipline. We have a merchant that is unassigned. Let's see. We've got one in Australia and Moluccas. We've got one in Philippines, one in Canton. We don't actually have one in Malacca, so let's go and start collecting trade over here. That should make it a little bit easier. And now we've got probably a whole lot of currency capacity, I would imagine. Oh yeah, we've got plenty now. Let's have a look. I guess we'll start by making Surabaya into a state. And then Central Java. We might not, you know, turn this into proper cores quite yet. We'll also start making some territories. So we'll reduce the autonomy slightly. And there we go. I do actually wonder, how much money do we get from Iraqis? And are they loyal? Okay, we'll be getting a treasure fleet in 8 years. And that's not a whole lot. They are slightly disloyal. Wait, how do we... Okay, what does the modifiers... Oh. Right, we need admin power and then... Increase gold tax. A little bit higher, but yeah, we'd be getting some more tax. Okay. Right, we're not going to do anything in there currently. So they are a little bit disloyal. Partially probably because, you know, we've got several subjects now. And how much... Ooh. Oh boy. We're actually quite a bit over our limit right now, aren't we? Oh yeah, we are. We most certainly are. Okay, well in that case, what we might do is, first of all, we'll remove some of these ships. We'll combine these first, and then we'll go and get rid of some of the less advanced ones. I think 50 ships will be fine. A little bit extra leeway there, but not too much. And similarly, we'll go and remove some of the older ones over here. I suppose I don't really want to get rid of troops, to be fair, but I think we might have to. Basically, we need to get rid of 30. I guess we'll just go and remove the army in Java for now. So we'll have still the 120. Which we should probably go ahead and get at least 1 or 2 armies back to our home islands. Okay, one over there, we'll get the other one up here. So that way we're not losing too much money. Actually, we're still losing some. And I do wonder if Iraqis... I suppose they've got a monarch. Hold on a minute. Oh, no, they're Pirate Republic. There we go. We might want to... Oh, right. New companies available. I'm going to put an automated diplomat on subject countries because we need to improve relations with several of them, quite frankly. Now, we're still behind in admin tech. Plus, we've still got the economy idea, so we're not actually going to core most of these provinces anytime soon. But we are probably going to be... Oh, yeah, we've got the focus on admin already. Good. I need to get a better advisor there, quite frankly. Or higher level advisor. Go and take the other army up here as well somewhere. Yeah, we'll bring it over here. And then we've got the one army left behind that is going to be doing rebel suppression down here in India. That should be fine. Still quite a few ships in here. Actually, we could probably put Kazoo in charge of the trade fleet over here in Malacca. There we go. Coffee imports. That's one unrest plus 10% for defense, or gain mechanism. Honestly, we still got quite a bit unrest, don't we? A little bit. So I'm going to take the unrest. It's going to be for 5 years, so it does help probably enough to at least make sure that some of these won't fly. What in Cebu? Well, Brunei's going to be... Oh. Spain is preparing for war against us. Okay. Well, in that case, let's go and get the heavy fleet down this way. Go ahead and get one of the armies down that way as well. I don't know which one. Oh, right, we got the privateers in here. I'm going to remove the 2 transports over here. Are we still over our limits? No, we're not over our naval force limit. Nor are we over our land force limit, actually. But yeah, so let's go out and transport this one over to Philippines. That does mean that we'll be able to take the rest of Philippines and probably Taiwan as well in the next war. Well, sure, while we have a bit of reduced troop counts, perhaps, I think we'll be mostly fine. But why is that? Oh, right, it's the reinforcements that are costing us. Because we took some attrition sailing across. That is probably what's happening. Yeah, these aren't really in that great of shape yet. I guess we could also send the... You know what? We'll keep the galleys down here, just in case. They got 40,000 men in there, so we might actually need both of the armies to fight them in there. Plus they got a good general, so it's going to be a little bit tricky. Oh, and okay, the grasslands we might be able to fight in. The problem is, of course, they've got such a massive army. I guess one option would be to allow them to pick that up with transports and then sink the transport fleet, but that's probably not going to happen anytime soon. In that case, of course... oh, wait, no, they are still allied with Barmanes. Also, Portugal's Defender of Faith, okay. Right. There we go, some of the reinforcements have arrived. We've got 2 fugitives of Parliament. Ah, right, we do, actually. Well, we have got on some more places, so... Surabaya, that's going to get a seat of Parliament. And down here, that fort can probably get one... And what's this one? Yeah, that's a center of trade, so we'll get one over there. And Gulu already has one. Well, the gold mine could get one. Increases production efficiency, so I believe that should increase gold income. Then let's see, Banjar could probably get one. I'm also going to go out and remove the fort over here. We don't need 2 forts back to back there. Although they are both jungle, but that was on level 6, that was level 8, so that's fine. That's going to save us a tiny bit on upkeep. And then I might keep these 2 still as is. Let's see, any other areas? Oh, right, I suppose this is not... No, that's not even my areas, yeah, never mind. So Palembang is a center of... seat of Parliament already. We could also get one over here in Butuan. And Cebu. How many more do we need? 2 more. Okay, Panay. And then, well, Manila we can't because we haven't actually turned that into a territory yet. Oh, Brunei, yeah, let's turn that into one as well. There we go, so that should actually increase our income a little bit because of the increased production efficiency. Plus, I suppose as soon as we're done reinforcing the troops, we should be making a bit of money again. Not necessarily huge amounts, but I'm sure that it's still going to be fine. Crush the revolution against revolutionary Madurai. Oh yeah, right there. They have no allies. Then I can't ally them because they're not pirates. So yeah, that complicates things a little bit. I believe we also got the... Yeah, we got a decent bit of extra trust that we could get with Brunei. So let's go ahead and trade favors of trust. That's another 10 trust. How much do we actually have now? 75. I mean, that's not too bad. It's still not going to be enough to keep them from being disloyal, but I'm hoping that it's at least helping slightly. Oh, well, there we go. Now we're making a bit of money. 21 ducats, actually. That's not bad. Could be better, but it's not too bad, at least. How are we looking on the... Oh, right. We're getting pretty close to the carrying capacity already. But, of course, there's still a whole lot of provinces that aren't full cores. Ooh, construction cost minus 10%. Now, that's actually quite handy. I think what we're going to do is we'll take a loan. We'll go ahead and build up the furnace down here in our capital. Because that is going to be a whole lot of... income. Oh. Alright, there's the Spanish war declaration. The coast of Natal, we already got our first victory. Oh, they had a colony over here. Alright, let's send in the fleet down there. We got the troops over here to start sieging down. Just go ahead and siege that down autonomously. Go ahead and keep the fleet over here, I think, locating them. So, did they bring in any allies? No, just their colonies. Okay. Cool, they got a massive army, but it's not going to be enough. Well, there we go. Victory at Malayan Sea. So it is Imperialist War. Which means that they need to take my capital in Bengkulu, which it is a level 9 fort in a jungle, so that might be a wee bit tricky. Plus they first have to get their troops in here, which is even bigger hurdle for them. Ah, we still got over... Okay, yeah, we're over our manpower limit right now because we did lose quite a bit of manpower in that. So actually, I do wonder Arrakis, how much do you have development? 400 development! Oh, so that means we've got the powerful subject. We do not have the large capital yet, but we've got a lot of ideas that we want to get. Plus, next year, the industrialism will spawn. Heated debates. I guess we're going to take another loan. Or can we raid, actually? Oh, we can. There we go. Not quite enough, though. Is there any other places that we could raid? There would be the young Zhatelier. Can we get there in time is the question. We can. Now, is that going to be... Yeah, that should be enough. Should not have to take another loan. Yeah, that's 200 ducats right there. Actually, was there any other areas right now? Ooh, there's a little bit the Somalian coastline. And a little bit Arabian coastline. I guess we're going to go out and do a quick little raid over here. They've been raiding me, so I think it's just fair that I return the favour. Okay, so in this war... It's going to be tricky to get the landings done in Taiwan. So we might be just happy with taking the rest of the Philippines. That would be potential coalition. Although, in all likelihood, it's not really going to be a coalition. But yeah, we need some war score before that can take place. Now, in theory, if I was to land in 2 armies at the same time, that would be a lot of attrition. But that could be just about enough, especially if we land into Sakam. But they would have to land simultaneous, essentially. It would be a little bit tricky. Not impossible, but tricky. Industrial Revolution? Where's that? Glamorgan. Uh-huh. The Britain got that. Now, let's have a look. Is that actually spreading to us yet? It is, a little bit. Not to a capital yet, but I'm sure that it's, well, it's mostly the various manufacturers that we have. Spreading to those. I do actually wonder, so let's say Bandra over here, for example, it's about half a point per month. Okay, okay. And it's not spreading to a capital quite yet, but I'm sure that once we get the furnace in there... The furnace is not on the same continent as industrialization origin, so that's going to be quite a bit. Yep, that's fair. Right, well, let's keep on going. But at least these sieges are going fine. I think it's a tiny bit of attrition. Oh, ivory price is going up. Okay. War against the world, Kazbeli and Jollof. I guess they've gained their independence from something. Oh, probably from Jen. Okay, so Portugal has managed to get their troops back here near Zanzibar, so they're trying to de-siege some stuff. Let's actually go ahead and do a bit of raiding over here while we can. Naval resources wrong. Denied. We're going to afford losing a bit of prestige. We lost the instant trade. That's unfortunate. Ooh, we've got enough points for the ability. Now, we could go for the anti-revolutionary zeal. So, liberty desire from subject development goes down by 33%. Or we could go for the liberty, loyal subjects. So, especially Brunei will be taking a minus 25 on the liberty desire. I think we're going to start with the anti-revolutionary zeal, though. The free or improved force march is not bad either, but I think we'll start with the liberty desire from subject development. So, Arrakis is now loyal, so that gives us 3 ducats a month, which is not a whole lot, admittedly. But it does still give us a bit more to work with. Right, we're still developing Bali. How is that looking like? It's still a 9 development. Okay, well, I'm sure that we'll get another one soon enough. So we're having a bit of attrition over here, are we? Yes, we are. Okay, well, not anymore. We can cancel that mission. I think what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and bring in the extra troops from here. Go ahead and land in here. Actually, go along the coastline here to reduce some of the attrition. There's still going to be some, but it's hopefully going to be less. We're going to skip there, so we'll prepare for a landing. I think 2 armies should be enough if we can make sure that they land on the same day. Local traders demand aid. I guess that's fair. Can we actually get some decent counting hours, perhaps? I mean, whole Hawaii seems to be pretty profitable, so we'll get one in there. We do have a loan that we'll need to pay back, but yeah, it is about 1,000 ducats. So it's going to take a wee bit. There we go. We only took a tiny bit of attrition there. Initially, at least. Aha! Treasure Fully has arrived. 123 ducats. There's a tiny bit of inflation from that. Also, privateers attacked the fleet on the routes called... we lost a little bit of money. Okay. Well, I mean, it's still money, at least. Of course, I wouldn't mind have kept those gold incomes for myself, but without having to release it or Australia. But at the same time, I think that was the goal that we had in mind initially, to have Australia as a colony. So here we are. Let's go and get these transport fleets up here. And we'll start with this one. So that is going to be... So that's 6th of June. Okay, what about the other army? If you start moving... Ah, no, there's the other fleet. There we go. If you start moving, when will you be there? 1st of June. Okay, so we need to wait for 5 days. Okay, now that we start moving, it should be on the same... Yep, they'll be arriving on the same day. They will have 80,000 men. They do have better general. And we will be taking attrition in here, but I think we can still do it. Oh, there's going to be some Iotine separatists. I suppose I could go ahead and increase autonomy here briefly. I know that it's not great for the absolutism, but we're not really going for absolutism this run. So I'm fine with that. But that means that we won't have to worry about a revolt in there that we'd have to then put down mid-war. Also, I believe, no, we can't get more administration quite yet, all the administration capacity. But at least we are no longer over our limit, or at least currently not over our limit, which does mean that we're not getting the penalties, especially for the advisor cost and all that. So we are saving some. Actually, we're making 30 ducats right now. The blockades are actually not that much, but the Zanzibar rating seems to be pretty good. Bengal's giving us a little bit, Coromandel a little bit. Canton, not a whole lot, but still something. No sign of enemies other than these troops, though. Which is kind of interesting. They are in a mounted fort there, though, so that's going to be a little bit of a problem, I reckon. Oh, never mind, they're moving away. Good. I guess we can go ahead and move these down to the port. Be out of the way. Ah, Mastani does have a siege pip. So what we'll probably do is once we've sieged down this one... Oh, there we go. That's 2 cores done. Another core done. Some more stuff in India. Now those won't be full cores, but yeah, it's still a decent thing to have. There we go. So that's now sieged down. So we'll send in the army to start the siege. I believe that should be plenty of troops to siege it down. Yeah, it is. And we're going to do the naval barrage to get things sped up a little bit. I could probably go ahead and send the artillery there to help. We'll bring in the marines afterwards. But with the artillery, we should be getting to 6 from artillery alone. Yeah, there we go. So it's already at 0%. We could also invest into the offensive ideas. Recruitment time goes down. So that's probably a smart idea. What's the next one? That's the land leader fire +1. That's not bad either. And more prestige from land battle. Siege ability +20%. Then the force limit and discipline and army morale recovery speed. Well, if we do capture the fort over here, we might then go ahead and blame Taiwan as well, because that's going to be a brilliant way for us to start raiding further up the coastline here. Much, much further. We can go up to these 2 sea zones. Plus, I suppose, to South Korean Sea. And let's see, 1, 2, I guess all the way to Key Channel, huh? Right, so Japan, how would you like me to raid your coastline, since you've been trying to privateer my trade over here in Malacca for a while? Well, technically speaking, it wasn't mostly my trade. They are still trying in there, but they have reduced the amount of ships in there. Plus, the efficiency is reduced basically to nothing. There we go, 14% already. Not bad for the first roll, although they do have a little bit defensiveness in here. Oh, China's got some revolutionary ideas. Oh yeah, it does. So we've got at least 2 provinces. Is it spreading to more of our locations yet? No, not currently. It's spreading more to Davie and Ayutthaya, I believe. Currently, at least there's 2 on there. Is there one? Oh, there's one over here in Mysore. Right, well, let's speed up a little bit while we wait for the siege to go through. Shouldn't be too difficult. Oh, and, wow, that was actually pretty quick. Let's get the marines in here. Combine those, and off we go. Are we going to arrive the same day? Almost. The marines are going to be there first. I guess we're going to wait 1 day with the marines to make sure that all arrive the same day. It is mountains though, so it's going to be painful combat, no doubt. Oh dear, domestic trade power goes down for 2 years. That is unfortunate. There we go. We've got the manpower advantage. We've got a whole lot of artillery to barrage the front line, but we are taking massive losses in here. That's not enough for them to hold us back, though. Yeah, there we go. And I believe that was a stack away. Right, we'll get the regular army out of here already. The Marines can deal with the rest of that, so we'll go ahead and get one of these transport fleets up here. There we go, we've got 8% war score. It's basically nothing yet, but it's a start. And let's go ahead and transport this one. I guess we can get it back to Malaya. We can probably go ahead and bring this one a little bit closer as well. I guess we can actually go ahead and send the big fleet. Honestly, I'm just going to put you to hunt enemy fleets in South China Sea for now. We'll see what they do after that. Probably nothing, but we shall see. Ah, there we go. And another treasure from Arrakis. Is there any more pirates raiding along the way here? No, I think just the Japanese pirates. Yeah, I think just that. The pirates in Malacca that are interfering with that. It's not a whole lot, we're losing like a few ducats. They don't have a whole lot. I mean, I suppose one option I do have is I could declare war on Japan to force them to stop pirating. Oh, interesting. They don't even have that massive army. Of course, there's the war on Kyoto, or capturing Kyoto would be one option. Another thing that we could do is to start getting some of the troops ready to fight Kill. Well, how is their army? They got 52,000. Of course, we could always just take Mahe first, and then after that, get landings into Kilwa itself. Do we still have, actually, no, we don't have a whole lot of unrest. Thanks to the army in here. Oh, there's the revolutionaries down here. Right, Mysore might be, or Mysore could be becoming a revolutionary soon enough. Now, any raiding that we could do? Not really. Well, that would be a little bit in the Pacific, but I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of money from that. Alright, there's Arabia. Right, sorry, Ottomans. Nothing personal, just good business. There we go, that's a few hundred more. Or a few hundred more sailors, not a few hundred more ducats. I guess... get this one to Zanzibar itself. Ships there, so if there is another war, we can just quickly get some ships there to blockade any troops getting through. We've got a bit of galleys in there. Now, I might want to go ahead and... I know that we still have that loan that we need to pay back. Because we can build manufactories a little bit cheaper now. Ooh. Ambon seems like a good idea. Get some more clothes. Now, if we have a look at Moluccas, we control most of that. Are we getting the trading in Molucca? Or the clothes? We are. That's 5% more trade efficiency. We got the trading in spice, which was another one of our goals for this series. So that's good. But that's the only thing. We had the instance, but we don't have that anymore, I suppose. But that's alright. Well, that reminds me of the provinces that we got in India. So these are part of the trade company already. This one is already Hindu, so we could assign that to the trade company. This one's a Hindu, so we'll assign that to the trade company. Similarly over there. And then up here. I want to just make sure that they are all Hindu, which I believe is the case currently. Oh, can we make Maldives also into one? No, because that's a core province. Alright, then, well, that's fine. But there we go. We've got a bit more trade power coming in from there. Which does mean that the Coromandel is not quite enough yet. It's 16% trade power. And our pirates control nearly quarter of the trade in here. Ourselves, we control 7%. Yeah, so it's a little bit boosted here, hopefully. And we could always just build some other buildings, finally. Of course, those are going to take some money, but it should be doable. Oh, trade protection against Korea. And no debate in part of it. Oh, wow. We are losing money like crazy. Well, we did suspend quite a bit, didn't we? What are we... Oh, is it reinforcements again? Oh, yeah, it's massive reinforcements. Where did we get the... Oh, yeah, no, we got the troops still in here. Move those forward, but we may need to transport those around a little bit. Sooner or later, but how's the war with Spain? They probably don't want to get a... No, they don't want this sort of peace deal yet. Although, once we get the war score up a tiny bit further, it's going to drop to, like, I don't know, 12 out of 94 needed. Or over 90 still, so it's going to take a while before they will take a peace deal. Any more raiding that we could do to fix our deficit? Well, this actually, yeah. There we go, 8 ducats. That's not going to be enough to avoid a loan, I reckon, but It's something. Ooh, barley is now high development. That's now 10. We're going to recall that one. And let's figure out some other locations that are now... Well, actually, this one might not be... Well, that's fish producing province, admittedly. Let's have a look. Things that are... especially below 10 development. But preferably some interesting... Oh, there's a spice province over here, sure. Start developing that to at least get that extra build slot over there. So we could maybe get... Oh, we've got a workshop in here already, okay. Now, speaking of buildings, we're getting the trade station in a long while. The furnace is going to take a while. And yeah, that's taking a while. But I do see that we are actually out of time for this episode. So if you've enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also get the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.